Five minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Good afternoon and welcome to the Wednesday edition of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. We're coming to you live from the Auckland Park Studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. Join us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. And don't forget to download our brand new Channel Africa app so you can take us with you wherever you go. On the app, you can check out the lineup, get to know the presenters a bit better, and see all the amazing work that Channel Africa is doing. And of course, you can also stream the shows live on the app. Good afternoon to you, Mmatsheko Mosito. How are you doing?
Why are you in a rush for Christmas?
I am in a rush for Christmas.
Did you get new clothes? Did they promise you fruit cake? What is the rush?
Fruit cake? People still eat that?
Yeah, Christmas cake.
Wait.
Gammon and Christmas cake are traditional.
Man, I'm not
traditional Christmas
I'm
food.
Not the biggest fan of fruit cake. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not the nicest.
It's not for me. Neither new clothes for Christmas. At some point you stop doing that.
Right.
Do you still buy yourself new things for Christmas?
No, I don't. No, but listen, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it. Yeah.
That is an ageless activity. Buying yourself something nice for Christmas, and also you deserve it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, right. It's 7 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Quite a few fun, exciting conversations coming up this afternoon. We'll kick off with Colcaccio. Have you been to Colcaccio, the place that serves some delicious pizzas?
Can I admit something really embarrassing?
What?
The best pizza I've ever had in my entire life is from Colcaccio. Number one. Okay.
Really?
No, seriously. But
Okay.
here's the embarrassing part.
Tell us.
I haven't had Colcaccio since 2012.
2012?
Since it launched, I haven't had. I had the best pizza in 2012. It was in the Three Talk office, and it was a bunch of us producers, and we had the one with like little potato slices on it. Ooh, it was so delicious.
So it was a vegan-friendly, plant-friendly pizza.
It was just a nice pizza. That's all I remember. And it had little thin slices of potatoes. And I haven't had Colcaccio since then. That's very embarrassing. I should fix that quickly.
Well, you should. And maybe you'll do that with their new initiative. It's called Colcaccio Go. Right, it's a fast service, on the go service. It's going to be centered in high volume places, right? And I still want to know how it's going to be rolled out and how it's all going to play out. But I like the idea of fast food, sort of like a drive-through fast food. I tried the fast food pizza. I went to a Roman's Pizza once upon a time, and it took time. It was like, oh, guys, I thought it was supposed to be quick. So I wonder what's going to make this one different. But that's our conversation. We'll be getting into a chat with the CEO of Colcaccio. And then one of my favorite conversations, discussing and sharing some hidden gems in Southern Africa. It's that time of the year. People are traveling, right? And they go to high volume places. Hey, they don't want to go there because it's too busy. But what about these hidden gems that not a lot of people talk about? Slightly more secluded, and you'll get to enjoy the scenery without bumping into other human beings. I think that's your kind of vibe.
Well, it's everyone's kind of vibe, right? To discover some new places. So that's going to be quite amazing. I'm guessing that there's a nice what caught your eye up your sleeve.
Oh,
as always.
As per usual. Of course, what caught your eye coming up later. And then our final conversation. We'll talk about some road etiquette during this festive season. And a few tips that will keep you on the road and get you to your destination so you can arrive alive. Right?
Wowza.
Yes,
Hey,
arrive
wait,
alive.
no.
Because fatigue speeding is a real thing.
Right.
Right? And also distractions, being distracted by your phone phone or having conversations and not paying attention to the road, not taking regular breaks when you need to, especially during long drives. So we'll be sharing some of those tips. Lovely outfit, by the way. If you want to see Mmatsheko's outfit, check her out on at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. It's 10 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Upside.
Africa, meet Abedi.
Yeah, that's me.
Abedi is a music lover through and through.
I really love African music.
He's got a taste for all kinds of tunes and spends his days listening to Channel Africa. Guess what? He didn't know.
Okay.
Channel Africa wants to help Abedi and all music lovers everywhere to discover even more incredible music. That is why Channel Africa is calling on all African musicians to submit their music. Musicians, remember to give us all your relevant information. Make your submissions at music@channelafrica.co.za. Submissions are your chance to be heard on radio. But sadly, they do not guarantee that you'll be playlisted. All submissions will be carefully reviewed to see if they meet our station's requirement. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa.
Oh, yeah. Oh. You and I. Make I give you sample, ekwe. Girl, I don't love you, today. This love will no be play. This love will no be play. Make I give you sample, ekwe. Girl, I don't love you, today. This love will no be play. This love will no be play. Say I love my woman, no before mouth. Yeah. If them hate on we, made them fire kata, but oh, no. No, they ask me jump question. Let me love my woman, no. No, they ask me that question. Oh, no, yeah. In love, hello, in love, in love, hello, in love, in love, hello, in love, yeah, in love, hello, in love, oh, yeah. Not only you with the bust my brain, no, with the bust my brain, no. My mama say now you, yeah, you. Oh baby, I love this love, oh. I no go play with your heart, oh, no. Make I give you sample, ekwe. Girl, I don't love you, today. This love will no be play. This love will no be play. Make I give you sample, ekwe. Girl, I don't love you, today. This love will no be play. This love will no be play. Say I love my woman, no before mouth, yeah. If them hate on we, made them fire kata, but oh, no. No, they ask me jump question. Let me love my woman, no. No, they ask me that question. Oh, no, yeah. In love, hello, in love, in love, hello, in love, in love, hello, in love, yeah, in love, hello, in love, baby girl, all your ex say them go turn to it, I swear, yeah. When them know that them crazy about you, yeah. It's your body hypnotizer, and me I go love you tired. I may pass polio, yeah. That's why you be my Alibaba. In love, hello, in love, in love, hello, in love. Say man, no before mouth, yeah. If them hate on we, made them fire kata, but oh, no, they ask me jump question. Let me love my woman, no. No, they ask me that question. Oh, no, yeah.
14 minutes into 1 p.m. in Central African time. Welcome as we kickstart the Upside on this Wednesday afternoon, 17 days into the month of December 2025. So we are not just talking about any old establishment here. Okay, we're talking about the best South African restaurant chain for the year 2025.
Absolutely. Recently named Best South African Restaurant Chain for 2025. Colcaccio is marking more than 30 years in business and proving that longevity in the food industry comes with knowing when to evolve. What began as a single Cape Town pizzeria in 1992 has grown into a national brand known for quality, consistency, and staying in step with how South Africans live and eat. Now, 3 decades on, Colcaccio is entering a new chapter with the launch of Colcaccio Go, a fast-service grab-and-go concept designed for high-traffic, everyday spaces. It reflects changing consumer habits, the need for accessibility and convenience, while still holding on to the values that built the brand. To help us unpack this next phase of growth, we are joined on the line by Etienne Pieterse, Chief Executive Officer of Colcaccio. Etienne, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to The Upside. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. I'm doing very, very well. And you guys?
We are fantastic. We are fantastic. Congratulations. How does it feel being named Best South African Restaurant Chain for 2025?
I tell you, it's still surreal. That evening that we sat there in Sandton, we are a small chain, and we sat there with big giants of the industry, your Spurs, your Ocean Baskets, and we obviously backed ourselves, and we knew we were going to win, but you never know, right? And we were sitting there, and the moment they mentioned Colcaccio, we bursted out and we just jumped up, and it's still surreal to this day.
Oh my goodness, I've heard so many pronunciations of...
No, he has the best one.
You definitely have the best one, Etienne. So it's Colcaccio. Is that correct?
Yes, I had to slip it in there because, as a nation, we all do it different, right? But yes, that is as far as possible the best pronunciation. And I'm sitting here, you can't see me, but I'm doing the hand. You have to do the little chef kiss hand because that's just a mark of excellence and passion. And yes, so that's what the true Italian name is. It's Colcaccio.
Colcaccio. Okay, let's talk about the legacy of the brand, because 3 decades is no small feat. Everybody, especially in the restaurant business, because it's such a tough space, wants to have a since business, since 1982, since 1992 in Colcaccio's case. So talk to us about just some of the business lessons, I guess, that have shaped the growth of the brand over 3 decades.
So, it was started absolutely with heart and passion in mind. It was the husband and wife, Dio, Kinga, and Michael, that literally just started this restaurant, out of passion, because they had so much of passion for South Africa and Italian food. And they started this restaurant in Cape Town. And throughout the years, they just kept it really simple, keeping the customer at the center of everything. Phenomenal food, freshly made. And as we grew and expanded, we stuck to our guns and stuck to that simple recipe of not, commercializing it and making big central kitchens and overproducing. Everything is freshly made in each of our 28 restaurants. So I would say, if I can just really dumb it down to what the core is keeping it fresh, keeping it real, making sure all the food are made with passion and with love. And it's been a crazy time, I think, for restaurants in the world, but specifically South Africa since past COVID. And the customer is just so rapidly changing. Before you'd had longer periods where the customer stayed consistent. Now, with the digital age we live in and convenience being king, the customer changes almost every week. It sounds crazy, but the taste palettes change, the convenience factor comes in. And you have to ever evolve. And I think that was one of our big points that made us such a successful brand, and continuing to drive us is being innovative and really listening to the customer.
And we'll get into that innovation and evolving, Etienne, with Colcaccio Go. What does Colcaccio mean, by the way?
So it stands for passion. So it means passion.
Passion. All right, there we go. I love it. We're currently in conversation with the CEO of Colcaccio. Hey, I hope I said. You see, now I'm going to have to twist the tongue and get it right. Etienne Pieterse, because they've launched Kolkakio Go, a fast service grab and go concept designed for high traffic everyday spaces. We'll talk about this evolution and meeting the demands of the customer, which is ever changing, fast changing over the past couple of years. It's 20 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. We'll continue our chat with Etienne right after this.
Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Your life, your rhythm, your Africa. Channel Africa. Find it for free on Google Play and the Apple App Store. The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
21 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. We're currently in conversation with a bunch of winners, Kolkakio, because recently they were named Best South African Restaurant Chain for 2025. And they have entered a new chapter by launching the Kolkakio Go, which is a fast service. I tell you what, let the CEO tell you a bit more about Kolkakio Go and how it's going to change the way that you buy your favorite pizza from Kolkakio. We are joined by Etienne Pieterse, the Chief Executive Officer of Kolkakio. Etienne, talk to us about Kolkakio Go. You'd mentioned that it was brought about because of the ever-changing buying consumer habits. People are changing the way that they're buying, and you thought this would be the ideal fit. Tell us more about it and how it's going to be rolled out.
Yeah, so the brainchild really started towards the end of last year, and we were looking, in the landscape of restauranting and what is kind of the next steps. And we went back to the numbers, and we went back to our customers and our customers' profiles, and we saw that the customer is gravitating more to that convenience side of the market. It doesn't mean they don't want to come into our restaurant and not enjoy, a nice setting. They do some parts of the month, but other parts of the month, they just want to sit at home, have a restaurant quality meal at home, under the covers or on the floor, watching Netflix or spending time with family. And then we said, okay, but how do we make that possible? Instead of you having to come to the restaurant, if you don't want to, how can you get great quality food that hasn't been compromised at your doorstep, quick and fast? And that's exactly where Kolkakio Go comes in. So when we started developing the concept, we didn't change anything in the kitchen. So all our Go's have got the same kitchen that you'd expect in a sit-down restaurant, no process of change, the freshness, the quality of the goods, all guaranteed. Nothing is mass produced to make it quicker. So we're keeping the processes that delivers that restaurant quality food, but the front end is a grab and go. So we utilize our third party suppliers like Uber Eats, Mr. Delivery, and our own click and collect to get it to our customers quick and easy.
Okay. Etienne, let's talk about, when you saw it fit to introduce the Go into the market. What was the right time for you to introduce this into the market?
As quickly as possible. So as we started with the idea, we tested it for a couple of weeks out of our existing restaurants, and the public just took to it immediately. And we then found a premises in Cape Town, in the Western Cape, in an area called Westlake. We did have a sit-down restaurant there before, and we thought, okay, well, let's try it somewhere where the customers do know us, but they've kind of missed that experience, of having a Kolkakio on their doorstep. So we opened in April, and it's just been going from strength to strength. We then, close on the heels of that one, opened also in the Western Cape, Old Biscuit Mill. We've now since then opened another 2 in Durban, taking the love to Durban. And we've just converted 2 small sit-down restaurants in the Gauteng region, in Benmore Gardens and Waterfall Crescent, into Go. So we're really trying to spread it as quickly as we can across South Africa. And the customers are just absolutely loving it.
Etienne, how different is this from a normal order, a takeaway order that I would place from Kokakyo? If I wanted a pizza from just a normal Kokakyo restaurant, I could just call and say, hey, please, I need pizza. I'll come and pick it up. How different is that from the Go?
So it's not vastly different because that is a good concept or that already works.
Mm,
In the goes, they just geared a bit more for the foot traffic and for speed, where
okay.
the restaurant you might sometimes wait a little bit longer because you've got patrons that are sitting down and enjoying meals as well as people taking away. Where the
Mm,
goes are just super laser focused on convenience and quick service. So to give you an idea, on average, we get an order out within 10 minutes to an Uber or Mr. Delivery driver or one of our
wow.
own. Where in the restaurant, in the sit down place, it might take a little bit longer because we believe in fairness and, the sit down customer, if they were there first, they'll get help first. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's a little bit of a different operating rhythm, but the process is fairly similar. It's just a quick inconvenience factor that's a bit hyped up in the go.
Okay, I think you've given us enough details about, just the research that went behind Kokakyo Go and, what backs or what drives this particular concept. Let's talk about the menu. Etienne. That's very important. We
Yes.
want to know what we're ordering. Kokakyo has been known for the most delicious pizzas in the world. And I know that there's like a healthy menu as well. There's pastas. So what can we expect, especially during this festive season when our taste buds just want something delicious quickly, quickly?
So you can expect a well-rounded menu. So yes, we are known for our amazing pizzas, but exactly like you said, our salad offering, our pasta offering is out of this world, and we really try to cater for a broad spectrum customer. So even if you are carb conscious, if you're gluten-free or wheat-free, or wheat intolerant, you can still have an amazing pizza. We've got this amazing pumpkin-based pizza, which is
Wow.
gluten-free as well as carb conscious. So it takes the guilt out of having a pizza. And we have same similar options in the pasta, wheat-free, gluten-free, and then our salads. People think a salad, right, is boring. It's tomatoes, lettuce, cucumber, but we have next level salads. We've got salads with edamame beans. We've got salads that taste like a bowl of ramen. We've got this new
Ooh.
burrata cheese salad with peach slices. I tell you, there's literally something for everyone.
Sounds delicious. Oh my goodness.
I'm checking out the menu here, and quite a few. There's a Zaza Zen, which is a mozzarella, basil, herbs, and balsamic. Is that a pizza, or is that a what do you call it? What's that folded pizza called? Calzone.
It's a calzone, yeah. So it's a calzone. It's a slightly smaller calzone, so that's perfect for a quick grab and go, a lunchtime snack, or if you don't feel like something huge for the evenings, that's a calzone. But what is very cool as well is our pizza witches. So our pizza witches is pretty much a pizza sandwich. It's where we've taken the base, we've cooked it a slightly different way than our crispy bases. So it's the same dough and everything, but there's this different cooking technique that makes it a bit more bread-like. And then we put a salad filling in there. And I tell you, it's next level. It's like a pizza sandwich, but it's just healthy for you.
Pizza salad. Oh man, this is just so exciting. And what you've been able to craft, I think, putting customer first is really, really admirable. Kolkachio or Kolkakio
Kokakyo.
dot
Yes.
co.za
Kokakyo.
.co.za if you want to find out more information about the Go experience or offering, as it were. You can go on the website. Everything is there. There's promotional information, there's vouchers, there's the menu. Everything you need to know is there. Etienne, thank you very much for the time. It was wonderful to talk to you this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And please go and try Kokakyo. If you haven't in a while, we're there for you.
Especially like me, if you haven't for a while, then this is definitely a time to just dip your a finger in your favorite food and enjoy it. We're getting kokakio after the show, aren't we?
I love it. Wait, do we still have Etienne on the line? Etienne, when are we getting a all-you-can-eat pizza day? Is that part of the
We
plans?
will organize. Yes, of course, I will organize.
I love it. Thank you so much, Etienne. So you see, once he approves that one, Mmatsheko, then we can go and have all-we-can-eat pizza. You'll have your tiny little 2 pieces.
Yeah, but no.
I'll have them. It's 29 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Let's get the latest sports.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
And a very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Musibudi Makura with your latest sports news at the Sawa. So Manchester United are angry with the Moroccan Football Association for rejecting their plea for Nusar Mozraoui to play in Monday's 4-4 draw with Bournemouth in the Premier League 6 days just before the country's opener at the Africa Cup of Nations tournament. So United head coach Ruben Amorim said on Friday negotiations with the relevant national bodies were continuing over the release of Mozraoui, while Cameroon player Brian Mbemo as well as Ivory Coast Ahmed Diallo to the AFCON tournament. FIFA announced on the 3rd of December that clubs only need to release players from the 15th of December instead of 14 days before the tournament that runs from the 21st of December right until the 18th of January 2026. So while Mbemo as well as Ahmad were allowed to stay for Monday's match, Morocco, who host the tournament and play the Comoros on the 21st of December, took a different view when it came to Mozraoui. United had anticipated all 3 players would be available given the rest of the Premier League matches were played before the revised release date announced by FIFA, which is said could be negotiated with the relevant countries. Mozraoui trained with United all week, ready to be involved if possible, and remained respectful as well as professional to both parties throughout a very delicate situation from a personal perspective. Now, BBC Sport understands United escalated the matter to World Football's governing body FIFA, who did not force Morocco to back down. This has led to considerable frustration at Old Trafford, with insiders now saying United believe they have been unfairly treated. We'll stay with football news. US football side Chicago Fire have held positive talks with Barcelona striker Robert Lewandowski over a move to Major League Soccer. Lewandowski is out of contract at Nou Camp at the end of the season, and Fire want to sign the 37-year-old as from next season. Sources have told BBC Sport Lewandowski is open to the move and his wages are not expected to be an issue. He still has other options, including staying at Barcelona and joining also the Saudi Pro League, but the Major League Soccer switch is a strong possibility. Fire, who made the MLS playoffs this season for the very first time since 2017, have him on the discovery list, meaning no other clubs in the league can sign him without paying a fee to them. Let's move on to some cricket news now. Hendrik Nokia has returned to the Proteas after 18 months out, joining the white ball the white ball squads under coach Shukri Conrad. Now, the fast bowler recalled for the T20 series against India says the setup under coach Shukri Conrad has worked well and expressed his delight at being back in the national fold. Nokia, who has battled injuries in recent seasons, is determined now to use this opportunity to push for a place in South Africa's T20 World Cup squad next year.
So I think all in all, it's just a lot of things coming together. Obviously, new coach, how he's been going about things seem to be really well, and I'm happy to be here and to see how it goes as well under him. But so far it's been really good, and I'm really happy to be with the group and to sort of be a part of this.
Well, Nokia says he's going to do everything possible to earn a place in the South African T20 World Cup next year. After battling injuries for much of the past 2 seasons, Nokia has returned to the national side for the ongoing series against India, following strong performances with the Dolphins. The 31-year-old now hopes his form on this tour and the upcoming SA20 will convince coach Conrad, but also insists he will manage his workload carefully in the months ahead.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. Nice to be in the Protea shirt again. Really missed it and really enjoying my time here. Sort of happy with the progress. There's still a lot of cricket to play. We go back into SA20 as well, which is quite a few games back to back. So just trying to focus on every game, try and improve as much as I can, but obviously be realistic as well. But I think so far I've been really happy with the progress of where I've come to.
All right, so that's a wrap from the sports desk at the SAWA. As always, for any sports stories you'd like to share with us, remember to send us an email. That's to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. I'm back with more sports news on the second hour of The Upside. It is 13:34 p.m. Central African Time. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosito Tebogo.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
35 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Let's get the latest business news.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thanks, Tebogo, and good afternoon. Oil prices sparked over 1.5% in early trade. This follows United States President Donald Trump's announcement of a total ban and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers going into and out of Venezuela. Brent crude oil traded at just over $60 a barrel. Economist Dr. Azzajamin.
Over the past 24 hours, oil prices have suddenly jumped by 1.5% because President Trump has announced a blockade of Venezuelan tankers transporting oil to export to the rest of the world.
Data released by Statistics South Africa shows that consumer price inflation eased from 3.6% in October to 3.5% in November 2025. The main contributions to inflation came from housing and utilities, as well as food and non-alcoholic beverages. Inflation remains close to the Reserve Bank's new 3% target. Economics reporter Naledi Ngobo reports.
Stats SA data shows that annual inflation eased in 5 out of 13 product categories, including transport, recreation, sports and culture, as well as information and communication. The price of food and non-alcoholic beverages increased, while the price of used vehicles declined. The cooling of the consumer price inflation raises hopes for a further interest rate cut by the Reserve Bank when it makes its rate decision on the 29th of January 2026.
South Africa's central bank is planning the biggest overhaul of the country's cash system in decades. The move includes the creation of a new cash management company, the rollout of white label ATMs, and tighter oversight of how money circulates, all aimed at making cash cheaper and easier to access. Mining executive Kilepile Dintwe says South Africa is ready for a cashless economy.
I think South Africa, we are definitely ready. We have a network that is available because you require infrastructure to enable that. There's the first part. The second part, obviously, the rural community. There's also a psychology factor here with the elderly who would still want and trust cash to be what it is in their hand as notes.
Namibia's mining chamber says a diamond revenue has been overtaken by income from other minerals for the first time. This is attributed to rising gold prices and increased uranium output amid decline in diamond prices. Tax revenue from diamonds dropped 79% year on year, highlighting a shift towards a more diverse mining revenue base, with tax from other minerals nearly doubling to $151 million. Gold mines capitalized on high prices, while uranium production increased by 22%, making Namibia the third largest global producer. Britain's pound tumbled as weak inflation data cemented UK interest rate cut bets, while oil snapped out of its recent slide after US President Donald Trump ordered a blockade of sanctioned oil tankers in and out of Venezuela. Europe had a lively start with the soft UK CPI figures, leaving money markets in no doubt the Bank of England would cut rates on Thursday, driving the pound 0.7% lower against the dollar and helping lift a one-month high. European commodities-linked stocks also traded up, with energy firms jumping 1.2%, tracking a rise in crude prices. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 naira 452. In Botswana, it's at 13.6. Kenya, 127 shilling 99, and Zambia, 23 kwacha 3. The BRICS countries in Brazil, the dollar there will cost you 5.43. Russia, 79 rubles 40. India, 90 rupees 90. China, 71 3. And in South Africa, the dollar will cost you 16 rand 76 cents. 74 pence to the British pound and 85 to the euro. Gold is trading at $4,323. Platinum, $1,910 per ounce. Brent crude oil is at $59.84 a barrel. For any business stories you would like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business in Johannesburg, I'm Tabisolo Hoko.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Nkhanza zokhudza amuna ndi azimayi kapena kuti gender-based violence GBV zikuwononga mioyo komanso kuphwasula midzi. Zikuchitika m'manyumba, m'masukulu, malo ogwirira ntchito ndipo kwambiri mwakachetechete, koma sizikuyenera kupitirira. Mukazimva yankhulani. Ngati mwakhudzidwa, funani chithandizo, chifukwa kusachita chilichonse sikuthandiza. Mverani kuma wireless onse 14 a SABC kuchokera lachitatu pa 23 mwezi uno wa Julai kuti mumve zokambirana, malangizo, masewero, zionetsero za maphunziro ndi mafunso okhuza nkhanza za amuna ndi azimayi ndi akatswiri, anthu opulumuka ku nkhanzazi, kukhazikitsa lamulo komanso dziko lonse lokhudzidwa ndi nkhanzazi. Zonsezi pa wireless yomwe mumayikonda ya SABC. Imbirani pa nambala 0800 428 428 kuti munene za nkhanzazi kapena kupeza chithandizo. Nkhanza zokhuza amuna ndi azimayi zimatha ndi inu. Uthenga ukufikani kuchokera ku SABC.
Midday vibes, great programming, and good company. This is Channel Africa. Tebogo and Mmatsheko on the upside.
I can't scatter everything on the legit. As encourage enjoyment, you talk say it a kilo. Under fire, the person where they be for. Hunger no they wire you. It be like country no they hammer you. Shake no they shake you. Shake it up for over. If you want know the cocoa, you go make you the loco. Plenty blessings, plenty they follow. Sure you think say I know no, no be today. I remember Sakpa used me they play. I've been this suffer, they hustle for the street. I can't scatter everything on the legit. As encourage enjoyment, you talk say it a kilo. Under fire, the person where they be for. I've been this suffer, they hustle for the street. I can't scatter everything on the legit. As encourage enjoyment, you talk say it a kilo. Under fire, the person where they be for. Allow me enjoy, 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 and blessings cover you. You see this life, make money, chop money, enjoy yourself. Problems don't they finish you. If you want to know the coco, you go make you the loco. Plenty blessings, plenty they follow. Sure you think say I don't know, don't be today. I remember Sakma used me they play. I've been this over the house for the street. I could scatter everything on the legit. I see correct enjoyment you talk say he they kill. Under fire the person where they beef. I've been this over the house for the street. I could scatter everything on the legit. I see correct enjoyment you talk say he they kill. Under fire the person where they beef.
Na enjoyment, Rude Boy on that one. And before that, we had Uzozisola, Justin Vibes was on that. If I'm not mistaken, we had Diamonds of Guijo and Azul Serene. It's 10 minutes before 2 p.m. Central African time. Don't go anywhere. On the other side of this, we've got Vent O'Clock.
As 2025 draws to a close, we pause to honor the spirits that connect us. The festive season reminds us of what truly matters: family, community, and unity. No matter where you gather or reflect, Channel Africa is with you, bringing you stories and voices that are shaped by the African perspective.
Something significant happened on this day. Asanda, you were a baby, I'm sure. I'm not even sure if you were born. No, you were a baby, yeah.
Yoga. Mmatsheko is still trying to convince me and flip me
No,
over
I've done that already, and you're going to come now on the journey.
I will try.
From all of us to all of you, may your season be safe and peaceful. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
The Upside, 1 to 4 p.m. Central African Time. With Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito. Only on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
9 minutes before 2 p.m. Central African Time. Join us on our social media platforms where we are streaming live at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. And don't forget to download our brand new Channel Africa app so you can take us with you wherever you go. Happy Wednesday to you and yours. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Let us know what you're getting up to this festive season. Our WhatsApp line +27 63 406 9126. It's time for Vent O'Clock. Get it off your chest so you can go about your day and feel and be a bit lighter. What I want to get off my chest, it's a very simple one, to the point. There's no need when you are in public. There's no need to speak loudly on the phone. I realize that there's really no need. There are people who exaggerate their tone when they're on the phone. I don't know if the person on the other side can't hear. But I don't know what's this thing of us screaming into the phone thinking that they will hear us better. Please, there's no need. Especially when you're in the taxi, in a public set, there's no need to scream and shout on the phone. Trust and believe the person can hear you properly. So that's my event for today.
No, but I mean, if I really want to make sure that you've put in the 100,000 in my bank account, I need to make sure you're hearing me. How much did you? 100? Is it 100,000 or is it 200,000? How much is it?
Is there really a need for that?
I'm just being silly. No, but sometimes, maybe in the defense of these human beings, because there's always a reason. You know, maybe I just am hard of hearing and I can't really, and I need to...
You look at you defending these people.
I need to project. Do you know what I'm saying? I need to project.
I've never found myself in a situation where I had to scream and shout on
and
the phone.
And make sure the money's in your account.
Yeah, no, I've never had to do that.
Or that your BMW has returned from the
I've never had to
house.
do that. I don't know. I thought I was the only one. I was like, am I the only one who gets annoyed by that when people just your business is now everywhere, screaming, shout. Now we know how much money you are owed. We know how many chickens they stole,
car you drive,
and what car you drive, and which company you work for. All this because of your screaming. There's no need for it. Please come down. They can hear you properly. These phones are advanced. They can hear you properly on the other side. So please come down this festive season. Anyway, what do you want to
calm down. Who sings that song?
Baby, calm down. That one. No, not that one.
Calm down. Calm down. Come on. Come on. That one. I forgot now the whole song.
Yeah, you will carry on singing.
Somebody will say. Listen, get down, madam producer. Listen, get down. Calm down. Ow,
Listen, there are too many calm down songs, and we're not being calm about it right now.
Come on. We'll find it. I'm going to find it before the end of the show, and then we can. What's my vent about? I don't know. Maybe it's against my own self because I don't know who to blame in this situation. Within certain institutions, especially if you haven't made a booking. Yes, if you haven't made a booking because it is the festive season and certain government departments are either have closed their bookings or they're fully booked until January. That's the excuse I was given. But oh my goodness, when you get there and the queues are long, like can there be some efficiency? Hey, Bo. Hey man, there's lack of efficiency there.
Lack of efficiency.
Yes, it's like 2 people.
Yeah.
For example, to serve 50 people.
Yeah, but these people also. Mmatsheko Mosito.
Efficiency there.
You went there during peak rush hour. I don't think it's always that busy, and that's why they only have the 2 there. And so when those 2 are now having to compete, or not compete, but serve like 10, 50 people at a time during the day, they don't have to deal with so many.
Okay, no, so here's the thing. This is a vent against self and others that are like me that think, it's the festive season, it's not going to be as full.
No.
It's going to be hectic. Lesson number 1 learned. And number 2, if the institution, like this one that I'm going to be going to, opens at 8, I'm going to be there at 6:30 in the morning.
6:30?
No, I'm exaggerating, but I just mean I'm going to be there extra early and before the doors open so that I can avoid disappointment. Because I sat in a queue for 3 hours and still couldn't get help. Because I had to come and speak to Africa.
3
hours of sitting in a queue, yes.
Oh, no, that's
and
bad.
Also, it was really bad because it wasn't even that long a queue. It was just horribly slow. So I endured the 3 hours thinking, no, any day now, any minute now, any second now, any split second now. And before I know it, I just cannot sit there any longer.
Oh, that's good. So you're going to go back?
Hey, I have to go back, fam. Listen, when a woman wants to get organized, she wants to get organized, y'all. Next year needs to find me already on the conveyor belt, jogging.
Love that. I'm so sorry about that.
No.
Such an inconvenience.
No, it's also just a lesson learned about arriving to, spaces or institutions where you need help early as humanly possible.
Yes.
That's the lesson.
Fair enough.
That's the vent.
Do you sympathize with, shall we say, retail workers when the shop is supposed to close at 8 o'clock in the evening and at 5 to 8 they start closing? Do you sympathize with them and say, no, they must close because they have to catch taxis, public transport, so guys, let them close? Or do you want them to be open until 8 o'clock because it says they close at 8 o'clock?
I generally sympathize with them, really. Especially if it's like just 5 minutes or 3 minutes before. Look, it is what it is. And sometimes I just don't remember what I wanted to buy, but I was very desperate to get into a store the one time, like and I think this guy just saw my face. Because it's one thing about my face, y'all, it don't lie, it tells the truth. If you're talking nonsense, you'll be able to see it in my face. But I think he just felt my desperation, and he's like, ngena phela sis, sheshisa phela, siyavala. So he was kind enough
Wow.
To let me in. And I don't take those experiences for granted, because when people are kind enough to afford you an opportunity to do what you need to do, and they understand, life happens, situations, I'm really grateful. So if we can help each other, no issues.
Ubuntu still exists.
Ubuntu, guys, which is exactly how we should be living our lives on a daily.
I love that. Anyway, let us know what you think about it. Let us know if you sympathize with retail workers when they say 8 o'clock, they're closing.
And you?
I sympathize with them greatly so, because especially in the areas that I'm in, transportation, public transport is quite challenging to find. And so for me, I'm like, if they're going to say at 5:02 and I'm desperate, I need something, I'm not going to give them a hard time about it. I've seen people stand there, give them a hard time. Hey, you close at 8 o'clock. It's 5:02. And unnecessarily so, because they've been there the whole day. These people are tired. They need to get home. So I sympathize. So if they close at 5:02 and when they're supposed to close at 8, I'm like, I know it's fine. It's my fault. It's on me. I came late.
Right.
Anyway, it's 2 p.m. Central African time. We've entered the second hour, the golden hour of the upside. Before we get into our festivities, let's get the latest news. Jolani Tulongwepe is standing by.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Deborah. Top stories: the Sawa rival rallies in Tunisia, and Venezuela accuses Trump of launching warlike threats. Good afternoon. Tunisian President Kais Saied supporters have gathered in the capital calling for the opposition traitors. The rival rallies come amid a deepening economic crisis marked by high inflation, shortages of basic goods and poor public services, which have fueled public anger. Rights groups have accused Saied of an unprecedented crackdown on the opposition, saying he is using the judiciary and police to stifle criticism. Saied rejects the accusations. He says he is cleansing the country of traitors and corrupt elite. Last week, a Tunisian court sentenced prominent opposition figure Abir Moussi to 12 years in prison in what critics say is another step towards entrenching Said's one-man rule. South Africa has accused the US of using Kenyan nationals who did not have work permits at a facility processing applications by white South Africans for refugee status. 7 Kenyans were arrested after intelligence reports revealed that people had recently entered South Africa on tourist visas and had illegally taken up work at the centre. While the US is trying to reduce overall levels of migration, it says that members of South Africa's white Afrikaner community can get asylum because they face persecution, a claim South Africa's government strongly rejects. Stakeholders have committed to help the Electoral Commission in South Africa to achieve its goal of introducing new innovative ways of conducting elections in the future. This as the entity is conducting hearings across the country regarding its decision to introduce i-voting, e-voting or both. They recently took the hearings to the Northwest Province. The Deputy Police Commissioner in the Northwest, Major General Patrick Asaning, says this system must be reliable so people do not question the credibility of the elections.
It is important, especially from a cybersecurity point of view and from also a reliability point of view, that whatever system that is introduced, particularly in our rural communities, all the critical role players, not only from a law enforcement point of view, but from ICASA, Home Affairs and everybody are on board so that we can have an integrated, interoperable system.
Senegal has decided to suspend all extraditions to France, accusing Paris of refusing to cooperate. Senegalese Justice Minister Yassine Fall made the announcement in an address to Parliament. Yassine said Dakar had been unsuccessfully requesting the extradition of 2 Senegalese nationals currently in France. As a result, Senegal has also refused to extradite 12 people wanted by France until it receives a favourable response from Paris to its own requests. France and Senegal signed an extradition agreement in 2019. 2021. And finally, the Venezuelan government has accused US President Donald Trump of launching warlike threats. It comes after he announced a blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers entering and leaving the country. Ioni Wiles has more.
Donald Trump said in his post that Venezuela was surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America, a reference to the US's huge military buildup in the Caribbean. He added it would only get bigger, a suggestion that the US is eyeing further seizures. The US has accused Venezuela's government of using oil to finance themselves, as well as drug trafficking. In response, Venezuela again accused the US of trying to steal Venezuela's oil and other resources. It said its ambassador to the UN would report a violation of international law and that its people, military and police would defend the country.
Recapping the top story this hour, Tunisian President Kais Saied supporters have gathered in the capital calling the opposition traitors. The rival rallies come amid a deepening economic crisis marked by high inflation, shortages of some basic goods and poor public services which have fueled public anger. For any news stories you would like to share with us, please do send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I'm Sholani Tulo Mwepe.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa. The afternoon conversations continue on the upside. Lifestyle, culture, and global changes. Right here on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
Hey, it's gone 6 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Welcome to the golden hour of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African Perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. We're coming to you live from the Auckland Park Studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. Join us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. How's your day going so far? How are you spending this festive season? Are you on leave already? Let us know what your plans are for this festive season. +27 63 406 9126 is the WhatsApp line. Fun conversation coming up next, Mmatsheko Mosito, because we'll be uncovering some hidden gems in South Africa.
Listen, the provinces I'm seeing in this unpacking are absolutely amazing. Mpumalanga, KwaZulu-Natal is on the list as well as glamping experiences I see in the Northern Cape. I would never associate the Northern Cape with glamping. So that's another thing. There are all kinds of novelty in several parts of the country, in several provinces. That's exactly what we're going to be speaking about with Thandiwe Matibela, South African Tourism Acting Chief Marketing Officer, so she can tell us more. Traveling is up your alley. I love the travel experience, especially locally as well. So it's going to be nice to find out what the holiday hotspots are.
Absolutely, especially those that are not going to be flocked with too many human beings.
Too much human energy.
We don't want too much human energy. Sometimes you just want a peaceful retreat because it's been a long year. You don't want traffic. You don't want to deal with too many people. You just want to take in the nature, the experiences, and relax and reset for the new year. So we'll be sharing 5 hidden summer escapes in South Africa right after this. It's 7 minutes after 2 p.m. Welcome to the golden hour of The Upside.
Back when I had no car, you still be riding for me. Back when I had no rubber, you still be spending feelings. Back when I had no boss, you still be standing me. Back when I had nobody, I had you. If you like, show me what you really feel inside. Let me kiss you on your lips. If you like, we can both decide. Baby, let me kiss you on your lips. Don't call me, I'm a don't call me, don't call me, I'm a don't call me, don't call me, don't call me, oh, don't call me, don't call me, back when I'm thinking for, now you they bring me back. Back when I don't get liver, now you they boost my morale. Back when I never go again, but now you go run my visa. Eh. Back when the thing no sure, now you they give me joy. If you like, show me what you really feel inside. Let me kiss you on your lips. If you like, we can both decide. Baby, let me kiss you on your lips. Choke on me, I want you to call me. Choke on me, I want you to call me. Choke on me, I want you to call me. Choke on me, I want you to call me. Obio.
10 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time, we have Ianya there featuring Davido and Kiss Daniel with a song titled Like. Yeah, that's the button you must hit right now on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. This is The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Kwetu taarifa hii haikutushangaza wala haikutushtua kwa sababu tulishaona taarifa kama hiyo imetoka kwenye ubalozi wa Marekani nchini Tanzania ikiwa imetolewa na bwana Tom Pigot.
Umezungumza kwa kina kabisa. Haya ni malalamiko ambayo yamekuwa yakijitokeza mara kwa mara. Unadhani sasa je, wana hoja ya msingi?
Unauliza maswali mazuri sana na maswali ya tafakari. Maswali ambayo hayawezi kujibiwa kwa dakika moja au kwa siku moja. Ni maswali yanayohitaji tafiti, yanayohitaji kusoma.
Darubini ya Afrika kila Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa kuanzia saa 11 kamili hadi saa 12 kamili jioni majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
No fairy tales, just the facts and the music you love on Channel Africa.
When it's time to focus on you, I will. But right now I just really need to get on my feet. Oh, 'cause when I bleed, you don't really see me. You're never thinking about me. I'm your shield and your protector, darling. When do you protect me? You cannot reciprocate. Can I be on your case? So, but to me I won't wait. I have all that I need in my ja. If not for Jah, I would on die. There's no one to blame but me if I decide to trust in him and not rely on Jah. In my ja. If not for Jah, I would on die. The way your light goes out and you're looking for me, baby. Your disguise is beautiful. And if I knew that you were my kryptonite, oh, I would have deserted you. Oh, baby. Seeing is deceiving, oh, it's deceiving. Oh, baby. Only God can save you now. You cannot reciprocate. Can I be on your case? But to me, I won't wait. I have all that I need in my job. If not for Jah, I would not die. There's no one to blame but me if I decide to trust in him and not rely on Jah. In my job.
It's 14 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Libianca there with Ja. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. Join us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok, where we are streaming live. And do us a favor, download our brand new Channel Africa app so you can take us with you wherever you go on your Android or your iOS device. Ooh-wee. Let's talk about my favorite topic, hidden gems.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee. Hidden gems in South Africa. You mentioned a glamping spot. Where was that? In
Northern Cape.
I would never have guessed.
Absolutely not. Not in a million years. But it's wonderful, and it shows us that there are peaceful escapes all over the country. We've got 9 provinces in South Africa, and there are all kinds of novelties to explore.
I wonder what the South African Tourism Board is doing to share and market these very hidden gems, because it's my first time seeing, well, four out of the 5 I've never heard of them. Number 5, I've heard of it, and we'll unpack it during the show with our guest. But I wonder what they're doing to market these hidden gems. Or are they specifically not marketing it so that it remains a hidden gem? Do you think that's the marketing angle?
Look, we're going to find out because we're going to be speaking to Thandiwe Matibela in her capacity as the SAT Acting Chief Marketing Officer. And we're going to talk about, I think, really establishing what the existence of the South African tourism is all about, and talk about some of these hidden gems in South Africa. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to do that momentarily.
Absolutely. It's 16 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Perhaps you have some hidden gems yourself. You are in Angola, you're in the Congo, you are in Mozambique, and you know of hidden gems that not a lot of people know about. Please share them with us. We'd love to be the plug of Africa, to share it with our brothers and sisters so that they can go and explore these amazing hidden gems. Our WhatsApp line is +27 63406 9126, or alternatively, comment below on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. You know the places better than anyone else. Right, we see what is being marketed to us as best as they can, but we don't see every single place. We don't see all the villages. We don't see all the little hidden gems and the nooks and crannies of all those cities and towns and villages. But if you know a hidden gem, please send them to us. We would love to explore.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick break. When we return, we're going to speak to Thandiwe Matibela, South African Tourism Acting Chief Marketing Officer. Stay with us.
Your life, your rhythm, your Africa. Channel Africa. Find it for free on Google Play and the Apple App Store. Tebogo and Mmatsheko on The Upside.
Well, it's that time of the year where we really just want to let our hair down. We want to put our feet up. We want to be fanned with grape leaves and enjoy the sunset and the sunrise, okay, uninterrupted. No emails, no kind regards. But here's the thing, okay, South Africa's summer has a way of slowing time and stirring the imagination, which is basically what we'd like to explore in this next conversation, where we look at some wonderful getaways, some hot spots that are not as packed as per usual. Okay, so we're talking about the misty Mpumalanga village, where you can explore wild horses and all kinds of beautiful spaces when we look at heritage of South Africa. The hills of KZN are another one, and also riverside glamping is another novel experience that you can acquaint yourself with if you are in the Northern Cape or have plans to go there, and other places that are really just so peaceful. And farmerscapes are becoming really popular, as we've seen on social media. So let's talk about the hidden gems museums in our country. And of course, to help us facilitate this wonderful conversation is Thandiwe Matibela in her capacity as the Acting Chief Marketing Officer at SAT, or South African Tourism, as it is known. Thandiwe, thank you very much for joining us on Channel Africa. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you so much, and happy festive season to all the listeners.
Thank you. We have quite a broad audience, Thandiwe. Talk to us about just what exists or what underpins rather the existence of the South African tourism.
As in South African tourism, the entity. So South African tourism, the entity is there to market South Africa as an attractive leisure as well as business events destination. So not only do we attract travelers that are coming from various parts of the world, we also promote domestic travel, which is very key for us. But over and above that, we also attract various entities, associations, big organizations that are also looking to host events in South Africa, and that is the business events arm of what we do. So in summary, that's what we do at South African Tourism. But the really thing that I want to also just land is that we do this so that we can actually have an impact on our economy, because we are a sector that contributes to unemployment, at least contribution to reduction thereof, and contribution to our economy.
Thandiwe, during this time of the year, a lot of people, whether internationals or locals coming to South Africa, they will gravitate to the hot spots of South Africa. Why was it so important for South African tourism to highlight the hidden gems that not a lot of people are familiar with, but that offer a slower pace of life as compared to the hotspots that people gravitate to, especially during this festive season?
I think so. The one very obvious thing is, I suppose, it speaks to preference. So not everyone actually prefers the hustle and the bustle and the busyness and the highly populated tourist attractions, right? But also it's quite important for people to also discover the hidden gems, because then you're also contributing, to the economy by actually spreading, your money across the various parts of the country and the various experiences. And also it does give you that much more rich of an experience when you actually get to be one with nature, as an example, or one with a very unique experience that you find in various parts, of our country, as outlined in the introduction.
Let's talk about just some of the benefits of domestic travel, but not to the usual, hotspots as we know it. Thandiwe, the regular beach, the regular, all the hotspots. But what are the benefits in the space of tourism and in economic development, as it were, when people are being encouraged to visit places that are not necessarily usual holiday routes, as it were?
The biggest one being that it actually contributes to the economy. So you get to contribute to, the various service providers that are there in the smaller areas or the lesser explored areas, so to speak. So that's one of the biggest one. But also the other big thing, I think, if you are looking to explore the lesser visited, is that sometimes you actually don't even know your own backyard, because you are thinking that you should be climbing on a flight and going to the more iconic tourist attractions. But just getting to know your own backyard actually makes you that much more of, a host, whether as a domestic host, where you're hosting travelers also from domestically that may be coming from other provinces, or as a host welcoming people from other parts of the world. Because what we also do know is that tourists are also looking for those immersive experiences where they can actually interact with people. And we know that that's probably best done in a lesser populated or lesser explored environment. But for instance, at South African Tourism, we have a program that we call the Basic Quality Verification. So it actually looks at tourism establishments, or rather it looks at establishments that are mainly from the non-traditional tourism establishments. So if you think of homestays, for instance, and we are trying to nurture those so that they can get to the level where they are graded. Why we do that is because we, one, are promoting the experiences that one can have in these BTV setups, and two, we are actually ensuring that more and more people get to participate in the economy, which is very important, and it's a big part of what we do at South African Tourism.
We're currently unpacking some hidden gems in South Africa with the acting chief marketing officer of South African Tourism, Thandiwe Matibela. Thandiwe, let's talk about some of these hidden gems. I think one that popped up for me, looking at the list of the 5 hidden gems in South Africa, Kaapse Whip and the wild horses in Mpumalanga. For someone who's never heard about it, what can one experience or expect when they get to Kaapse Whip and the wild horses?
For me, I think wonder, where you get to experience something new and unique. To be honest, even myself, I have not experienced, especially the wild horses in Mpumalanga. But it sounds like a very unique experience, and also it's one of those things that I think it's a hidden gem, truly speaking, because it's not something that comes top of mind when you think about it.
Yeah.
But it's guaranteed to be memorable, absolutely. Guaranteed for talkability, absolutely, and it's guaranteed to actually leave you that much more enriched. And I think that's what the value of the hidden gems are, where you are actually getting this experience that you never thought one exists, but two, it really is that much more fulfilling. It's such a memorable thing, and it's a story that you take with you. And I think that's what you can expect. And also because it's in a village, you actually also get to interact because the city people are kind of differently from the people from the village. So you get to experience that warmth and the welcoming nature of the people from the village. Mpumalanga is also one of our most iconic provinces ever. So you actually also get to do it in the backdrop of a very beautiful province. Yes, smaller, but definitely one of the most acknowledged, I think, and iconic provinces.
This is so wonderful. And I mean, you mentioned Mpumalanga. It's one of my favorite places to go as well. I'm going to pinch Tebogo's thought a little bit. We're talking about just the role of the board, Thandiwe, at the South African Tourism. So talk to us about just the role of the board. Perhaps give us an understanding of how they sort of integrate the promotion of some of these gems in South Africa.
So what we do, we work with the various tourism stakeholders at South African Tourism because we must. So the interesting thing about us is that we are a destination marketing organization. So we promote a destination, we create a promise, and we make it that much more attractive. Yeah. But we've got people on the ground that actually deliver on that experience, right? So that's why we work with the entire sector so that we know that what we put forward as a promise is actually something that can be delivered. Obviously, vice versa also works where we get feedback from how tourists actually get to experience our products and experiences so that we can incorporate it into the marketing work that we do. Because our core mandate is to make sure that we make South Africa such an attractive destination that everybody believes the best destination to come to. And having seen our numbers, we are really on a good trajectory for that because our numbers are really, really looking good. We're up about 13%. Wow. We're at about 8.5 million people that we have received this year. And we really are doing great.
Thandiwe, it must be a balancing act, though, when it comes to marketing, especially when we're talking about hidden gems. They are hidden gems for a reason. They are secluded. Not a lot of people go there. But when you start marketing it and more people get familiar with it, they will start flocking to that hidden gem. It will no longer become hidden gem. So talk to us about how you go about balancing that.
We do know that there's people who are made for the, exploring of the different cities, right?
Yeah.
And the big cities. But we do know that there are also people who are always keen to find the hidden gems, and we market to those people, the ones that are not necessarily looking for, the places that are crowded and so on. But you are right, with a little bit more marketing, more attention, more content creators, putting it in the fore, it does become less hidden. It's good for business, of course. Yeah. It's good for business. Yeah.
Okay. Lastly, just for me, I mean, this is really just to fuel my own interests, but I know that it's a growing trend, especially in South Africa. When we look at the gems that are found in villages, for example, Thandiwe, tourism is growing in leaps and bounds. Is South African tourism invested in the promotion of agricultural tourism in the country?
Absolutely. So we work with, like I said, we work with various partners in the tourism sector. So one of those partners is the SATOVITO, which is actually the South African Township and Villages Association. So they look after products that are found either in townships or villages or the lesser known, because it is in our interest to promote that. But with the specific agriculture that you're mentioning as well, is that we also know that a lot of travelers are now that much more conscious around their impact on the environment. It's all around sustainability. So we find that, products and experiences that actually touch on, our agriculture as well as our infrastructure, we find that they're becoming more and more attractive. In fact, we do know that travelers now want to have a great mix of what they do when they come to a destination. And one of the things that they want to do is they want to leave a positive impact on the environment. So you may find that they go to a place that either has got, a garden patch or a place that makes like fermented food or stuff like that. So more and more of those trends we're seeing come through, because we're finding that there are more and more conscious travelers that are coming through. And at South African Tourism, because we use a lot of insights, either from our marketing insights and analytics team or, from our partners on the ground, we then come back and ensure that we put forward those experiences and products that people are looking for, so that they know they can find them in that destination. And in turn, then they opt to come to a destination that offers them that, or at least that offers them that option or the variety that they're looking for.
Amazing. Tandiwe, where can we see all these hidden gems and make our bookings this festive season?
So go to www.southafrica.net. That's our South African Tourism's website, www.southafrica.net. But if you're South African, go to www.shortleft.co.za, because not only can you see, but on the Shortleft website, you can also play around and find great deals, so that you know that you're not late for the festive season if you're still looking to go somewhere. Shortleft has got you covered. Go there, click, choose the province, choose your price preference, choose your experience preference, and our website will turn out as something great for you. We even have a chat bot that you can ask us, and it will give you options. So there isn't any excuse for not traveling your country.
Definitely not. Tandiwe, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for shining a light on all these hidden gems in South Africa. The voice of Tandiwe Matibela, Acting Chief Marketing Officer at South African Tourism. It's 30 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Let's get the latest sports. Musibudi Makura is standing by.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you so much, Tebogo. Very good afternoon once again from the Sports Desk. So Manchester United are angry with the Moroccan Football Association, this for rejecting their plea for Nasser Mazraoui to play in Monday's 4-4 draw with Bournemouth 6 days before the country's opening match at the Africa Cup of Nations tournament. So United head coach Ruben Amorim said on Friday negotiations with the relevant national bodies were continuing over the release of Mazraoui, Cameroon's Brian Mbemo, as well as Ivory Coast Amad Diallo for the AFCON tournament. Now, FIFA announced on the 3rd of December that clubs only need to release their players on the 15th of December instead of the 14 days before the tournament that runs from the 21st of December, concluding on the 18th of January in 2026. So while Mbemo as well as Ahmad were allowed to stay for Monday's match, Morocco, who host the tournament and play Comoros on the 21st of December, took a different view when it came to Mazraoui. Now, United had anticipated all three players would be available given the rest of their Premier League matches were played just before the revised release date was announced by FIFA, which is said could be negotiated with the relevant countries. Mazraoui trained with United all week, ready to be involved if possible, and then remained respectful and professional at both parties throughout the delicate situation from a personal perspective. Now, BBC Sport understands United escalated the matter to World Football Governing Body FIFA, who did not force Morocco to back down. Now, this has now led to considerable frustration at Old Trafford, with insiders now saying United believe they were unfairly treated by FIFA. With 218 days to go until the Commonwealth Games in Scotland, the South African Sports Confederation and Olympic Committee SASCOC High Performance Manager Leon Freisler has told SABC Sport that Team South Africa's preparations for next year's event are on track. The 2026 Commonwealth Games are set for the 19th of July, concluding on the 2nd of August in Glasgow, Scotland, with several sporting codes such as rugby, hockey having been removed from the 10 disciplines from the competition, with only 10 disciplines to be played at that year's tournament. He believes swimming as well as athletics will again carry the medals hope for the country. Although SASCOC will send a smaller team than in previous editions, Faisler says the focus remains on competitiveness and also maximizing medal returns.
We're looking very good. Remember, these games are going to be a bit smaller than normal because originally it was supposed to have been hosted in Australia, and then when they couldn't, Glasgow stepped in but said only 10 sport, and they've also capped the numbers, so it's going to be a small group of numbers. But for us, very important for athletics and swimming still to be part of these games. So in terms of the Bidvest Operation Excellence Program, we are assisting not just normal OPEX, we also have athletes that we are helping to prepare and qualify for the Commonwealth Games.
On to some cricket news now. Andre Nokia has returned to the Proteas side after 11 months out, joining the white ball squad under coach Shukri Conrad. Now, the fast bowler record for the T20 series against India says the setup under Conrad has worked well and expressed his delight at being back to the national fold. Nokia, who has battled injuries in recent seasons, is determined now to use this opportunity to push for a place in South Africa's T20 World Cup squad next year.
So yeah, I think all in all, it's just a lot of things coming together. Obviously, new coach, how he's been going about things seem to be really well, and yeah, I'm happy to be here and to see how it goes as well under him. But so far it's been really good, and I'm really happy to be with the group and to sort of be a part of this.
Right, so the fast bowler also says he will do everything possible to earn that place in the T20 World Cup squad. After battling injuries for the past 2 seasons, Nokia has returned to the national fold for the ongoing series against India following strong performances with the Dolphins. The 31-year-old now hopes his form on this tour and in the upcoming SA20 will convince coach Shukri Conrad, but also insists he will have to manage his workload carefully in the months ahead.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. Nice to be in the Proteas shirt again. Really missed it and really enjoying my time here. Sort of happy with the progress. There's still a lot of cricket to play. We go back into SA20 as well, which is quite a few games back to back. So just trying to focus on every game, try and improve as much as I can, but obviously be realistic as well. But I think so far I've been really happy with the progress of where I've come to.
All right, so that concludes your sports news this hour. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, remember to send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. I'm back with the final sports update on the upside in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Musibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
37 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest business news. Mr. Golden Voice is standing by. Thabiso Lehuku.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thanks, Tebogo, and good afternoon. The South African Local Government Association has called on National Treasury to immediately release the local government equitable share tranche of 75 municipalities across the country. National Treasury issued 2 circulars in September this year, outlining its intention to invoke Section 216(2) of the Constitution and Section 38 of the Municipal Finance Management Act 56 of 2003. Salga says that these measures permitted Treasury to withdrawal of the equitable shares which supports the critical municipal functions. Salga spokesperson Motaletale Mudiba explains that the withdrawal will negatively affect municipalities to sustain services. He says that they've made multiple attempts to engage with National Treasury, and despite their repeated efforts, Treasury did not provide the necessary cooperation.
The South African Local Government Association has made multiple attempts to engage the National Treasury in an attempt to prevent the withholding of the equitable share and to ensure that affected municipalities are assisted to comply with legislative requirements.
5 vehicles belonging to alleged illegal mining kingpins who are currently appearing in the Pretoria High Court have been seized by the National Prosecuting Authority of South Africa's Asset Forfeiture Unit. The High Court granted the NPA a preservation order valued at over $721,000 to preserve movable and immovable properties belonging to individuals directly or indirectly linked to members of Zamazama syndicate. The alleged illegal mining kingpins include Chimene Mlambo, Elias Christopher Ngubeni, Nason Ngubeni and Alex Sithole. The NPA's spokesperson Lumka Mahanjana says they will continue to pursue all available legal remedies to ensure that assets derived from criminal activities are forfeited to the state.
The preservation order was executed by AFU and DPCI at various properties. During the operation, the team managed to seize 5 vehicles. The next step is for the AFU to apply for a final forfeiture order. Once granted, the preserved properties will be sold and the proceeds deposited into the criminal asset recovery account, ensuring that the proceeds of crime are returned to the states to support the fight against crime.
Data released by Statistics South Africa shows that consumer price inflation eased from 3.6% in October to 3.5% in November 2025. The main contributions to inflation came from housing and utilities, as well as food and non-alcoholic beverages. Inflation remains close to the Reserve Bank's new 3% target. Reporter Naledi Ngobo.
Stats SA data shows that annual inflation eased in 5 out of 13 product categories, including transport, recreation, sports and culture, as well as information and communication. The price of food and non-alcoholic beverages increased, while the price of used vehicles declined. The cooling of the consumer price inflation raises hopes for a further interest rate cut by the Reserve Bank when it makes its rate decision on the 29th of January 2026.
Central African Republic has embraced opaque cryptocurrency schemes that raise the risk of state assets being captured by foreign criminal organizations. This is according to a report published today as the country gears up for an election. President Faustina Tshage Twadera is seeking a third term in office when the country, which has seen decades of coups, rebellions and unrest, goes to the polls on the 28th of December. Oil prices spiked over 1.5% in early market trade. This follows United States President Donald Trump's announcement of a total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers going into and out of Venezuela. Brent crude oil traded at just over $60 a barrel. Economist Dr. Azzajamin.
Over the past 24 hours, oil prices have suddenly jumped by 1.5% because President Trump has announced a blockade of Venezuelan tankers transporting oil to export to the rest of the world.
$1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 naira 452, Botswana 13.6, Kenya 127 shilling 99, and Zambia 23.3. The BRICS countries in Brazil, the dollar there will cost you 5 ruble 43, Russia 79 rubles 40, India 90 rupees 90. China 713. And in South Africa, the dollar will cost you 16 rand 76 cents. 74 pence to the British pound and 85 to the euro. Gold is trading at $4,314 and platinum $1,905 per ounce. Brent crude oil is at $59.69 a barrel. For any business stories you would like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business in Johannesburg, I'm Tabisolo Hoko.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Es-tu préoccupé par quelque chose? Es-tu passionné par les questions qui comptent? As-tu une voix qui mérite d'être entendue? Eh bien, nous avons la plateforme parfaite pour toi. Téléphone-nous ou fais-nous un WhatsApp au +27 66 408 87 42 et nous te rappellerons. Sois dans la conversation.
Salut Channel Africa, ici Beno le diamant rouge et Binal Sport depuis le Cameroun, le pays des lions. Voilà.
Sois dans la conversation. Il ne s'agit pas seulement de parler, mais c'est ta chance d'exprimer ton point de vue, de partager tes opinions et de t'engager avec une communauté qui valorise ton avis. Suivez-nous sur les réseaux sociaux, visitez notre site www.channelafrica.co.za et préparez-vous à partager vos points de vue sur Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Your afternoons just got even better, fresh and exciting. The Upside, hooking you up with today's news from an African perspective.
I don't need nothing from you. Your beautiful art is the muse. I've been reckless with my choices. Can't seem to get what the point is. Life can be rough, can be smooth. And not every fact is the truth. Advancing, I've laid down my burdens. Can't seem to silence the voices. But once in this sentence, I be that person. We go be your shoulder, body, best in anything. Your type, no many, they are not ready. I go give you 100%, never no 90. More than amazing, well quality. You are deserving of the love you are not getting. Independently, I'll take the liberty. And I go love you specially, oh, all the love, all the care, then they fake out. Don't be hard, baby, give it, I go love you. All the love, all the care, then they fake out. Don't be hard, baby, give it, I go love you. Them go wanna, why you so colorful, them go wanna, because the melodies for my chest, cannot get a hold of myself, yeah. I dey hope say you dey feel the same way. I've been low, the money no fit in me. You be cold, we dancing no side baby. Many tales to tell. Oh, in this setting, I be that person. We gon' be your shoulder, body, best in anything. Your type no many, they are not ready. I go give you 100%, never no 90. But then amazing, well quality. You are deserving of the love you are not getting. Independently, I'll take the liberty. And I go love you specially, oh, all the love, all the care, then they fake out. Don't be hard, baby, give it, I go love you. All the love, all the care, then they fake out. Don't be hard, baby, give it, I go love you. Oh, until me set me, I'll be that person. We go be your shoulder, body, best in anything. But that no Love you, I know get it. Independently, I take the liberty, and I go love you specially. Oh, all the love, all the care, them they fake don't be hard, baby, give it. I go love you. All the love, all the care, then they fake don't be hard, baby, give it.
Ira Star coming through there with all the love. It's 49 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Welcome to the second hour of The Upside. If you've just joined us, where have you been? Where have you been? We're in the golden hour of the show. Join us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. And don't forget to download our brand new Channel Africa app so you can take us with you wherever you go. On the app, you can stream the shows live, check out the lineup, get to know the presenters a bit better, and see all the amazing work that Channel Africa is doing behind the scenes. But how's your Wednesday going so far? Are you officially on leave? Not yet? Yeah, close to the leave? What are the plans for the festive season? Let us know on our WhatsApp line, +2763 406 9126. All right, on the other side of this, we get ready for What Caught Your Eye?
Parlez-vous couramment le français? Êtes-vous passionné par la radio? Et êtes-vous qualifié pour travailler en Afrique du Sud? Envoyez-nous votre CV et vos 3 minutes démo en MP3 à @channelafrica.co.za pour avoir une chance de rejoindre la famille Channel Africa. Si vous n'avez pas de réponse après 14 jours, cela signifie que vous n'avez pas été retenu. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
The story that takes us to Zambia. There are 2 men actually that were sentenced to prison for the plot to kill the president with witchcraft. You go like, what? So these guys were arrested actually in Lusaka, and what was found on them was a live chameleon. Can you believe that? Animal tails and bottles of concoction. That law takes us back to 1914, which is the Witchcraft Act. I can imagine now arrested and they go to jail for the next 2 years. You know, I presume that when you get to jail, they get to ask you actually, what is it that you committed? Now, this is the first of its kind, by the way, for somebody to be arrested for such. They in Pemba, whenever they pass. Hey, Chikanga! Hey, Uloya! Hey, Mulosi! And imagine here I am in these early hours of the mornings, I get to talk about witchcraft.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African time. Mmatsheko Mosito and Tebogo Lekhuleni on the Upside.
9 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African time. It's time for What Caught Your Eye on the Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Join us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. What caught your eye? Let us know on our social media platforms, specifically TikTok at Channel Africa 1. Here's what caught my eye very quickly. Very, very quickly. I realized that when you make a lot of money, Mmatsheko Mosito, you sometimes find yourself having weird requests that not a normal human being would be requesting, all because you have access to a lot of money. Kanye West, or Ye, paid $3,900 to have a curry meal helicoptered from Wales to New York City. This must have been one of the, and it definitely was one of the most over-the-top food deliveries on record. Kanye West, he once dropped $3,900 to have his favorite curry flown from Wales to New York City. It was not just shipped, it was flown by a helicopter first and then by a plane. So the staff at the restaurant say that the order came through a full Indian spread, or for a full Indian spread. They packed it immediately and sent it by a chopper to the nearest airport, where it was then loaded onto the next transatlantic flight. And then the timing, apparently, I don't believe this, the timing was so precise that when the food landed in New York City the same day, it was still fresh for Kanye and his team. What are some of the wildest stories you've heard celebrities do because they have money? I think that tops it right there.
I don't know how to feel about that. For me, it's not about the money. I mean, if you've got the money, you can get whatever you want from wherever you want. But if it's going to be a curry, aren't you at least going to go to New Delhi and get a delicious North Indian curry?
Authentic.
Like proper.
Yeah.
You know, a proper North Indian curry with the chapati and everything that comes with a curry. But aren't you going to go to the actual country that specializes in the... Anyway, we're not here to judge. We're here to celebrate Kanye West and his wonderful monies. It's funny that we kind of thinking on the same wavelength, because I'm thinking there's bonuses and there's 13th checks. But then there's a whole other level of 19 million South African rand that you can get as a present in the festive season.
Tell us more.
No, I'm just wondering. So there's somebody from a small suburb in South Africa. Well, it's small compared to the rest of the world. A small suburb in South Africa known as Roodepoort. This individual played Powerball, I think. I think it was a Power Plus draw. He won 19 million rand. Okay, well, he or she won 19 million rand in the lottery. And I'm just sitting here wondering, this is a draw that took place on the 12th of December. Did this individual get their winnings? You know, what are they doing with the winnings? My mind is running. What do you do with 19 million rand in December of 2025? Listen, obviously that can really get you out of all sorts of problems and give you access to the life of your dreams. But sometimes, and this happens more often than not in South Africa, where people buy lottery tickets and then completely forget about them or lose them or chew them or blow their noses with it. I don't know what happens. But then the ticket disappears, and so do the millions. So I want to know if this individual has claimed their 19 million South African rand, because that's a lot of money, y'all. That is life-changing money. That is not a 13th check. That is I don't know. That changes the universe.
That's a lot. So wait, the newspapers, publications, have they put it out there to say, hey, someone won 19, but it's unclaimed? Is that the case?
Okay, so I actually haven't done my homework in terms of whether Ituba has put out an announcement as to we're looking for this individual. But last I checked, we have a lottery winner in South Africa. 19 million rand winner. Okay, not just any winner. Ituba had already sent out a congratulatory message post this winning. The Chief Executive Officer, Charmaine Mabuza, sent out a congratulations message. But I don't know if this individual has gotten there. Chances are they have, because I haven't seen reports that they have not. Yeah. But obviously they've got to keep them anonymous and protect their identity and all of that. And also another layer to this is just the popularity or growing popularity of lottery games on the African continent. I know Kenyans, promote the sports betting. The sports betting. I forgot what it's called in Kenya, but there is one that is quite popular there that they promote a lot. Zimbabwe has lottery games. Botswana and Namibia, all Southern African countries, also have, moderate jackpots that people have won. But your 19 million, no.
Hey, Chief or Chieftess?
Chieftess.
Go claim your money. That's a lot of money.
19 million rand.
That's a lot of money. Don't sleep on that. It's 3 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African time. Don't go anywhere. On the other side of this, we hand over to the final hour. We hand over to ourselves to the final hour of The Upside.
Casablanca, you see this life I dey live, I dey try to get jail. Hold on, no. In everything way I do, I dey try satisfy my soul. Hold on, no. Let me see from my cup, did you play me the congas? Hold on, no. Call your girls and your guys, all of them. I'ma tell them say I hold on, no. Because no sleeping tonight. No sleep. Child in my cup, I tell you what's up. myself, oh. I say no sleeping tonight. No sleep. Sayonara, my coco. God tell me what's up. Baby, if I no tire you, happy. That we never do you happy. You just see poor man, reggae party. You go pray, make your life be like that, happy. Once I shake that, boom, balapi. Now which man they get party? Once I the one, more repeat down, see. Can you see the one, everyone like to see one, make them the couple last. Make them the call your name. How many shy you feel bad? Charlie, make we use your name. Say, check my you go started the party, all of my body want to go jetty. You go fresh, you go confirm, say when you tell us, you go enjoy. Because no sleeping tonight. No sleep. Sayonara, my coco. Make I tell you what's up. I cannot give myself. I say no sleeping tonight. Sayonara, my coco. Make I tell you what's up.
It's STG.
Original wonder, Banting, there.
It's gone 3 p.m. Central African Time. Wanda Benton featuring Zlatan. The song is titled No Sleeping, and we're not sleeping in this final hour. Welcome to the final hour of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, The African Perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. But first, let's get the latest news. Jolani Tulongwepe standing by.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Deborah. Top stories this hour. South Africa issues a stern warning, and Australian police charge Bondi Beach mass shooting suspect. Good afternoon. The Minister of Home Affairs, Leon Schreiber, says South Africa will not allow people to abuse the immigration laws of the country. Dr. Schreiber made the statement after 7 Kenyans with tourist visas were arrested after they were found to be working in Johannesburg illegally. South African authorities have issued them with deportation orders. Schreiber's dismissed as false reports that 2 American officials were arrested during the raid.
The operation was carried out according to the same procedures that has seen Home Affairs dramatically intensify deportations over the past 18 months, as the South African government diligently works to turn around the long-standing abuse of our immigration and visa system. No US officials were arrested in the process, the operation was not conducted at a diplomatic site, and no members of the public or prospective refugees were harassed. The operation reinforces Home Affairs' commitment to enforcing the rule of law without fear or favour, as no person or entity is above these laws. It also showcases the commitment that South Africa shares with the United States to combating illegal immigration and visa abuse in all its forms.
The head of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, has called for the immediate and unconditional release of health workers who are believed to be detained in southwestern Sudan. The UN Rights Chief Volker Turk has also called for an immediate ceasefire and the prevention of further atrocities. The BBC's Shingai Nyoka reports.
The World Health Organization's Director General raised the alarm at reports that over 70 health workers are among the 5,000 civilians being held against their will in the city of Nyala, the headquarters of the paramilitary group, the Rapid Support Forces. Citing the Sudan Doctors Network, he said detainees are being held in cramped and unhealthy conditions with reports of disease outbreaks. Tedros Ghebreyesus said his organization is gathering more information on the detentions and that the situation is complicated by the ongoing insecurity.
Tunisian President Kais Saied supporters have gathered in the capital calling the opposition traitors. The rival rallies come amid a deepening economic crisis marked by high inflation, shortages of some basic goods and poor public services, which have fueled public anger. Rights groups have accused Saied of an unprecedented crackdown on the opposition, saying he is using the judiciary and police to stifle criticism. Saied rejects the accusations. He says he's claiming cleansing the country of traitors and corrupt elite. Last week, a Tunisian court sentenced prominent opposition figure Amir Moussi to 12 years in prison in what critics say is another step towards entrenching Said's one-man rule. Stakeholders have committed to help the Electoral Commission in South Africa achieve its goal of introducing new innovative ways of conducting elections in the future. This as the entity is conducting hearings across the country regarding its decision to introduce iVoting, e-voting or both. Thus, they recently took the hearings to the Northwest Province. The Deputy Police Commissioner in the Northwest, Major General Patrick Asaneng, says this system must be reliable so people do not question the credibility of the elections.
It is important, especially from a cyber security point of view and from also a reliability point of view, that whatever system that is introduced, particularly in our rural communities, all the critical role players, not only from a law enforcement point of view, but from ICASA, Home Affairs and everybody are on board so that we can have an integrated, interoperable system.
Australian police have charged the surviving suspect in the Bondi Beach mass shooting with 59 offences, including 15 counts of murder, as well as committing a terrorist act. Naveed Akram was charged at his hospital bedside after coming out of a coma. His father, who was the other gunman, was shot dead by police during the attack. Earlier, funerals were held for 2 of the 15 victims, both of them rabbis. Rabbi Friedman attended both funerals, the first of Rabbi Al Shanga, a father of 5.
It's still extremely raw and unreal. You know, the funeral opened with the words that we're all living through a nightmare and hoping just to wake up. But yet here we are, we're farewelling our finest. Ellie was the best of the best, and I'm going in another hour and a half to another funeral of another friend, Rabbi Yaakov Leviton, also a wonderful communal engine.
Recapping the top story this hour, the Minister of Home Affairs, Leon Schreiber, says South Africa will not allow people to abuse its immigration laws of the country. Dr. Schreiber made the statement after 7 Kenyans were granted tourist visas. However, they were arrested after they were found to be working in Johannesburg. For any news stories you would like to share with us, please do send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I'm Cholani Tulo Mwepe.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
Seven minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. That's how you enter the final hour of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African Perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. Join us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok is where we are streaming live. And don't forget to download our brand new Channel Africa app so you can take us with you wherever you go on your Android or your iOS device. Important conversation coming up next, and it has to do with your road safety, getting to your destination, arriving alive. Very important.
It is important. New data shows that road deaths and fatal crashes continue to climb, with pedestrians and children amongst the most vulnerable, unfortunately. So let's have this conversation. Let's look at the statistics, not because this is data, okay? And hopefully data will help change behaviors. At least that's the hope in the conversation that we're going to have, because this is the platform where we're going to have it on with Tlogingwato, GWM, I beg your pardon, representative, who's going to talk to us about what's happening, especially on the holiday routes, where things like these are likely to happen at this time.
Especially then. All right, that conversation is coming up next. Listen, if your man, if you're in a relationship, and if your partner, your man, proposes to you, maybe they did it yesterday, over the next couple of days, please be very suspicious of that proposal. Because yesterday, American Swiss store, the jewelry store in Soshanguve, was robbed. I'm just saying, it's questionable if they propose to you during this time of the year. It's 9 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Welcome to the final hour of The Upside.
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Ukatili wa kijinsia unaharibu maisha na kutenga jamii. Hutokea nyumbani, shuleni, kazini na mara nyingi kwa ukimya. Lakini hauwezi kuendelea. Ukiona, ongea. Ikiwa unaumia, funguka, kwa sababu kutofanya lolote sio chaguo. Sikiliza vituo vyote 19 vya redio kuanzia Jumatano ya tarehe 23 Julai kwenye mijadala, ushauri, tamthilia, maonyesho ya elimu na mahojiano na wataalam, manusura, watunga sheria na nchi nzima iliyoathirika na ukatili wa kijinsia kwenye vituo vyako pendwa vya redio. Piga simu 0800-428-428 ili kuripoti unyanyasaji au kupata msaada. GBV ikomeshwe na wewe. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na shirika la SABC.
Cheers to rest and renewal. Festive African greetings from Channel Africa. Go on, download the Channel Africa app.
Initiating rage process.
Loving you is primary. Only you know plan B. When I sing my melody, you alone where I'm money. Obi mo, my baby carry go. Obi mo, Omalaya waga. Obi mo, Obo say my baby. Obo say Obi mo, everything for my baby. Obi mo, Obi mo, Obi mo, Obi mo, Obi mo, Obi mo. If I never see you, if I never see you, you my lady, you my lady, Doctor say make I watch my sugar level. Your body turn me into rebel. Something must carry man go heaven. Dopamine you take over my body, oh. Butterfly inside my tummy, oh. Hello, come me, my tummy sweetie, please. Know what my feelings, baby. Isabella, give me fire, Bella, sweet and jelly, oh my baby. If I never see you, if I never see you, you my lady, Obi mo, my baby, carry me go, Obi mo, Omalaya waga. Angelique, oh my baby, if I never see you, if I never see you.
The name of the song is Obimo by Adekunle Gold. It's 13 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Welcome to the final hour of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective. With me, Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito. Happy Wednesday, by the way. How's your day going so far? Have you officially gotten into the holiday festive seasons? Are you traveling? Are you on leave? Let us know what your plans are this festive season. +2763 406 9126. Let's get into a conversation about arriving alive during this festive season on the road, because I tell you what, we tend to drive a bit recklessly during this time of the year. I don't know why, but there's something in the air. South Africa is heading into one of its busiest travel periods of the year, and the latest road safety figures are sounding the alarm. New data shows road deaths and fatal crashes continue to rise, with pedestrian and children among the most vulnerable, as Mmatsheko had mentioned earlier. Early festive season numbers already point to an increase in fatalities, underscoring how fatigue, speeding, and loss of vehicle control remain a deadly mix on our roads. As millions prepare for long-distance journeys and daily traffic builds around malls, holiday routes, and social gatherings, experts warn that everyday habits like driving late at night, underestimating exhaustion, and distractions inside the car can dramatically increase risk. In a season meant for rest and celebration, small decisions behind the wheel can have life-changing consequences. To further unpack what these numbers mean and how lives can be saved this festive season, we are joined on the line by Tlogi Ngwato, GWM representative. That's Great Wall Motors. Tlogi, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to The Upside. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, Mmatsheko, and you too, Tapo. And hi to your listeners.
It's very exciting to have you on the line, because during this time of the year, we tend to be a bit reckless on the road. Talk to us about these statistics that we are seeing and why there's such an increase in our, shall we say, our recklessness on the road. What is driving it during this particular time of the year?
You know, I don't want to call it recklessness, right, Tapo? And I think it's obviously just really so unfortunate that the numbers that we see during these times of periods, especially because everybody's so excited to go home. But I think the numbers are really a clear reminder that festive travel remains one of the riskiest periods on our roads. Like you said in your introduction, 1,500 deaths is what we saw last year from what the statistics say. And all of these deaths really happened at the start of the festive season, with pedestrians as well as children being largely at risk and vulnerable during this time. But I think what this highlights for us as GWM, but for the whole country as well, is that safe driving isn't just about the car anymore. It's about being prepared. It's about focus. It's about awareness, and it's about every road user every time you drive, so we really underestimate late night travel. We underestimate how tired we are. We underestimate the roads that we know on a day-to-day basis. So I think it's really important for us to obviously come out and remind South Africans and all road users about all of these things this time of the year.
Absolutely. With 17 minutes into 3 p.m. in Central African time, Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito in your company until 4 p.m. We're talking about road safety matters, new data showing that road deaths and fatal crashes continue to climb at this time. Tlogi Ngwato joins us on the line in her capacity as GWM representative. Tlogi, pedestrians, children are highlighted as particularly at risk, and I think this may climb at this time of the year for obvious reasons. So from GWM's perspective, talk to us about, let's move into solution based. What measures can drivers actually take to better protect these vulnerable road users during the busy festive season?
Sure. I think there are a number of things, but we went with very practical solutions, So this involves, getting a simple travel ritual in place before you set off, can honestly make a really big difference. So think about you and your children, or when you're traveling with your friends and their children, it's about gathering the snacks, making sure that they're easily accessible, making sure that they're charged screens, making sure everybody has used the bathroom and that drivers themselves are rested and ready. But importantly, it's about preparing the car in a way that keeps these children engaged and reduces in-car distractions. And I talk about myself here, and please don't laugh. I'm one of those moms that will just be like, guys, can you just stop it right now? Because there's so much happening in the car. And we obviously, you want to make sure that children are comfortable. You want to make sure that mom, who's also elderly, or dad, who's also elderly, is able to get the attention you need. And you think just reaching back really quickly won't take away from your drive, from the road, but it really does. It could swerve, it could do all sorts of things. But what we then say, and I think all modern cars potentially come with this, ours do too, across all our models, we have lane assist, all of the really amazing things in a car that can, when you swerve off lane, it flickers and it lets you know, lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, which obviously alert us to the unintentional lane drifts that can happen, and also help us maintain all of these long journeys. There's so many things, but I think, like I said earlier, it's all about the behaviors that we as the drivers take in, and are able to also instill onto the passengers, and use what is available to us from the car's technology.
It's 20 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. We're currently in conversation with the GWM representative. Her name is Tlogi Ngwato, and she's giving us and sharing some tips on how we can better prepare our trips during the festive season so that we can get to our destinations and arrive alive. Don't go anywhere. We'll continue the conversation right after this.
The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
The story that takes us to Zambia. There are two men actually that were sentenced to prison for the plot to kill the president with witchcraft. You go like, what? So these guys were arrested actually in Lusaka, and what was found on them was a live chameleon. Can you believe that? Animal tails and bodies of concoction. That law takes us back to 1914, which is the Witchcraft Act. I can imagine now arrested and they go to jail for the next 2 years. I presume that when you get to jail, they get to ask you actually, what is it that you committed? Now, this is the first of its kind, by the way, for somebody to be arrested for such. They in Pemba, whenever they pass, hey, Chikanga, hey, Uloya, hey, Mulosi. And imagine here I am in these early hours of the mornings, I get to talk about witchcraft.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African time.
Tebogo and Mmatsheko on the upside.
21 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Let's continue our conversation about being a bit more cautious on the roads this festive season, ensuring that what you can control, you are indeed controlling. On the line, we're still joined by Tlogi Ngwato, a representative from GWM, that's Great Wall Motors. Tlogi, let's talk about the fatigue element of it all, because oftentimes we hear it and that it's one of the leading causes of accidents on the road. But how does one even measure fatigue as a driver? How do I know that, hey, you need to rest? I know there are some cars nowadays, I know mine in particular, I don't know other brands as well, they will tell the car will tell you, say, hey chief, take a break, you've been driving for some time, so take a break. But how do we know that we are fatigued when we're driving, and how do we then go about combating that on the road to ensure that we are able to get to our destination safely?
Thanks so much for that question, Tsepo. And you're quite right. Like I said earlier, we underestimate our bodies and how much we can take, because we do it so often. It's a road that you travel to every year with your children, with whoever, and you know this road really well. But when you want to measure the signs of fatigue, these usually involve behavioral signs like yawning, drifting, very slow reactions, which you and I have equally had before, but it probably wasn't that long a drive, and you still made it on time, but you could feel something. Another thing that I think we really want people to start looking at is it's physiological changes, right? So heavy eyelids, slow blinks, really cognitive lapses. And this could mean, where you drift off thinking about something else, or you miss an exit. These are small, but they could contribute to so much more, and you are quite right. There are cars that will say to you, hi, you've been driving a little too long, you need to take a rest. And that's really what we want to start pushing for, because fatigue really is a silent killer. That feeling tired, and if you feel tired at any point, I think it's important to stop. Obviously, we drive in very remote areas. In some places it's not particularly safe, but find a safe place and then make a stop there, no matter how far you still have to go. Another thing that we also do, and I speak for a lot of South Africans, is you want to beat the early morning traffic by traveling overnight to make it to that big toll gate or that big border gate, so that you're able to beat that traffic, right? So overnight travel should also be avoided unless you are really rested and you have a secondary person who can stay awake with you and can drive with you. I think it's also important to plan your route, to schedule those rest stops, as well as share the duties with the person. But one thing that we must encourage is, listening to your body. Even if it's just a 20-minute break, it will help. The car, yes, does come, with those important blinkers to signal for you to take a rest stop, to do such. But again, listening to your body and making sure that you also have help as the designated driver in the car.
Right. Okay. Tlhogi, those are really great tips, especially for somebody like Tebogo who's always on the road, always traveling, always doing his out and about. Talk to us about just some of the innovations. Perhaps let's use GWM as an example. Any recommendations to keep drivers focused on the road? Any innovations that the company has been working on, particularly maybe with the technology in your vehicles in this regard?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So we have a lot of features that, support lane support technologies. And I think one of my favorite ones is the lane departure warning. So when you are like, and you've been DJing and you're going to another function and all of those things, it will let you know if you are moving out of the lane, even just slightly. It will let you know. The lane keeping assist similarly does a similar job. But one of my other favorite features is the ISOFIX, which is the child seat anchor points. And it really just makes sure that the seatbelt pre-tensioners provide additional protection for passengers in the event of collisions, which I think is so important because, as you know, a lot of the time people don't have safety belts on in the cars, and a collision can come from anywhere. You could be cruising wonderfully at a decent speed and you're still awake and you are responsible, but it could just be someone could also be having fatigue and so many other things that could be affecting them. But we also want to make sure that lane assist is happening. But importantly, what we do is that our systems then also allow for surroundings. It maps the surrounding and it lets you know who is too close, who is too far, and if you are still within a decent range, and will let you know of any potential issues that are coming up in front, if there are objects, if they are this. In fact, depending on the models that you choose in certain vehicles of ours, it would be able to also just advise of potential crashes up front.
Tlhogi, let's talk about the infotainment system because no doubt we are always on our phones, right? Everywhere we go, we have to answer people, we have to respond to texts, emails, and so on and so forth. It becomes very challenging when you have to do that in the car. Now, I've seen many people, it's a bad habit, but I've seen many people trying to respond to a text while they are driving. Talk to us about the technology that GWM have in their vehicles to ensure that we don't find ourselves texting while we are driving, but through voice commands, we're able to engage with people.
Yes, I love a good voice command. Hey Siri, could you please? So that also involved in my Siri is now asking me. Yes, so all of our cars are compatible with Apple Play and Android Auto integration, which obviously allows you to project your phone's interface onto the car screen. Bluetooth connectivity and multiple US points are our standard features. You will find obviously there is intelligent voice support capabilities in all of our modules, and physical, which include physical buttons for core functions. And again, you do not have to be typing tapping on the phone, you can literally tell Siri what you require what you require the message to be, and Siri will then make sure that that message is sent through, as it were. But we do offer all of that. It is all included. Priority OS, Coffee OS, all of that are within our intelligent cockpit systems.
Okay. Flori, lastly, as we wrap up with you, any sort of campaigns, partnerships, safety technologies that you can tell us about that perhaps we didn't cover at the top of the conversation around specifically the reduction of fatalities, because that's at the crux of this conversation. Tell us more if there are any.
Absolutely. So this is our first campaign that we're running. And so what we will be doing is that South African drivers can pop into GWM dealerships across the country and do a pre-holiday check on their cars. Obviously, all dealerships are in participation. Some will be free and others may require just a little bit of an incentive. But we want to make sure that the cars are ready, be it your tires, brakes, lights, batteries, fluids, towing setups. They're all critical to be checked. And we are then offering this pre-holiday vehicle safety check to make sure that their vehicles are road ready to travel with peace of mind. We are celebrating our 18th year anniversary, and this is one of our give back campaigns.
Oh, amazing. Congratulations on the celebration. Tlohi, thank you so much for your time this afternoon and for the amazing initiatives and innovations that GWM has in their cars to ensure drivers' safety, especially during this festive season. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, and I hope to see you at a GWM dealership.
Absolutely. The voice of Tlohi Ngwato, a GWM representative. Go to your nearest GWM, like she said, and do your pre-holiday checklist. They will check the car for you and make sure that the oil is right, the tire pressures are right, the sensors are working. The last thing you want to experience is low tire pressure in the middle of nowhere. Right, there's no petrol station close by, so please go to the nearest GWM and get your car checked out. I recommend every other brand as well, not just GWM. Go get your car checked. If you're going to long distance this festive season, make sure your car is in good standing and good condition and roadworthy. Hey,
please can they be roadworthy?
They must be roadworthy. The roadblocks, they're not playing this time of the year, the traffic officers. 30 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the final sports update with Musibudi Makura on the upside.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thank you so much, Tebogo. Very good afternoon once again from the Sports Day. So Zimbabwe striker Macaulay Bonne has spoken about his delight at being recalled to the national team ahead of this month's Africa Cup of Nations tournament. The England-based forward has not featured for the Warriors in a year, but has now earned a surprise call-up in new coach Mourinho Marineka's squad for the continental showpiece. Zimbabwe have been drawn in Group B alongside Egypt, Angola and South Africa, and Bonne says he is determined to seize the opportunity on international duty.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's been a long time coming, been a year now, over a year since last been with the boys, but look, it's been something I've waited for a long time, and now to be a part of this squad now for where we're going, feels like the right time for me to be back. Personally, just getting through every game I play, fitting well, and obviously the target for a striker, I want to score goals. But for me, it's personally just getting through games, fitting well, and seeing how far we can go in the tournament.
Now, he also admits that there was some adjusting in the first few days of being in camp with the rest of the team.
To be honest with you, the first week or so was tough. Coming in the fold here, like training, especially the warm weather, training twice a day for a couple of hours a day. It's been tough. Like, the manager does put us through our paces, but I feel like the longer the time's gone by now, I've been in camp 2 weeks now. I feel like I've really started to adapt to the weather, the fitness, and how he wants me to work. So my work rate is kind of now, rather than just running, I'm using it now more smarter, rather than just running around like a headless chicken. I'm now doing my striker work, like the little movements, the little sharp runs. So
On to news that broke earlier today, Carlos Alcaraz has split with his coach Juan Carlos Ferrero, the Spaniard having confirmed the news earlier on Wednesday, ending a partnership that brought him 6 Grand Slam titles and world #1 in the world rankings. Ferrero began coaching Alcaraz when he was 15 years of age and guided him to several titles in the ATP Tour before he became a force to be reckoned with Grand Slam titles, converting him from a clay court specialist to a player player who has now dominated all surfaces. Alcaraz finished the year with the French Open as well as the US Open titles, while he also won 8 titles in all as he secured the year-end world number 1 for a second time in a row. On to summer athletics news now. With 218 days to go until the Commonwealth Games in Scotland, South Africa's Sports Confederation and Olympic Committee SASCOC's high performance manager Leon Fleisler has told SABC Sport that Team South Africa's preparations for next year's event are on track. Now, the 2026 Commonwealth Games are set for the 19th of July till the 2nd of August in 2026 in Glasgow, with several sporting codes such as rugby as well as hockey having been removed from next year's competition, with only 10 disciplines included. He believes swimming as well as athletics will once again carry the country's medal hopes, although SASCOC will send a smaller squad than the previous editions. Fleisler says the focus now remains on the competitiveness as well as maximizing medal returns.
We're looking very good. Remember, these games are going to be a bit smaller than normal because originally it was supposed to have been hosted in Australia, and then when they couldn't, Glasgow stepped in but said only 10 sport, and they've also capped the numbers, so it's going to be a small group of numbers. But for us, very important for athletics and swimming still to be part of these games. So in terms of the Bidvest Operation Excellence Program, we are assisting not just normal OPEX, we also have athletes that we are helping to prepare and qualify for the Commonwealth Games.
Fleisler, who also served as Team South Africa's chef de mission at the Paris Olympic Games in 2024, says the main focus until next year will be on the senior athletes because of the Commonwealth Games.
A concentration on seniors because of the Commonwealth Games and the Winter Olympics. But then in 2027 we have the Commonwealth Youth Games in Malta. So some of these will hopefully be within that age group and can attend that. It's normally a very small game because the Commonwealth Youth is normally capped also at numbers of around 2,000. But yeah, hopefully we can get some of these youngsters there and track them through.
That concludes your sports news at this hour. It's 15:35 p.m. Central African Time. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. I'm back with the final sports update for the afternoon with the Africa and Business team in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
35 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. Let's get the final business news this afternoon. On the upside, Mr. Golden Voice is standing by. Thabiso Lehuko.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thanks, Tebogo, and a very good afternoon. South Africa's Finance Minister, Enoch Godongwana, says at least 18 companies have been barred from making business with government. This is despite the Special Investigating Unit's recommendations cited about 400 companies in wrongdoing during procurement processes. Godongwana revealed in a written parliamentary answer from Action SA MP Alan Bisley. Earlier this year, a report from the Presidency to the Standing Committee on Public Accounts revealed hundreds of individuals, including companies, that the SIU recommended that they must be blacklisted. Bisley has described this revelation as a lack of political will by government.
This means that 491 corrupt companies and corrupt individuals can continue trading with the state. Some of these companies and individuals are the key actors in the state capture inquiry as well as the PPE scandal. There's clearly not a political will to address corruption in our country.
The South African Local Government Association has called on National Treasury to immediately release the local government equitable share tranche for 75 municipalities across the country. The National Treasury issued 2 circulars in September this year, outlining its intention to invoke Section 216(2) of the Constitution and Section 38 of the Municipal Finance Management Act 56 of 2003. Salga says that these measures permitted Treasury the withdrawal of the equitable shares which supports critical municipal functions. Salga's spokesperson Motaleta Mudiba explains that the withdrawal will negatively affect municipalities to sustain services. He says that they've made multiple attempts to engage with the National Treasury, and despite the repeated efforts, Treasury did not provide the necessary cooperation.
The South African Local Government Association has made multiple attempts to engage the National Treasury in an attempt to prevent the withholding of the equitable share and to ensure that affected municipalities are assisted to comply with legislative requirements.
5 vehicles belonging to alleged illegal mining kingpins who are currently appearing in the Pretoria High Court have been seized by the National Prosecuting Authority of South Africa's Asset Forfeiture Unit. The High Court granted the NPA a preservation order valued at over $721,000 to preserve movable and immovable properties belonging to individuals directly or indirectly linked to members of a Zamazama syndicate. The alleged illegal mining kingpins include Chimene Mlambo, alias Christopher Ngubeni, Nathan Ngubeni and Alex Sithole. The NPA's spokesperson, Lumka Mahanjana.
The preservation order was executed by AFU and DPCI at various properties. During the operation, the team managed to seize 5 vehicles. The next step is for the AFU to apply for a final forfeiture order. Once granted, the preserved properties will be sold and the proceeds deposited into the criminal asset recovery account, ensuring that the proceeds of crime are returned to the states to support the fight against crime.
Central African Republic has embraced OPEC cryptocurrency schemes that raise the risk of state assets being captured by foreign criminal organizations. This is according to a report published today as the country gears up for an election. President Faustina Tshage Todre seeking a 3rd term in office when the country, which has been, or rather, seen decades of coups, rebellions and unrest, goes to the polls on the 28th of December. Sterling fell after British inflation unexpectedly fell sharply a day before the Bank of England is widely expected to cut interest rates. The dollar rose as traders waited for US inflation data for clues on Federal Reserve's next move. Sterling was set for its biggest one-day drop since early November. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 naira 452. Botswana 13.6 Kenya 127 shilling 99 and Zambia 23 kwacha 3. The BRICS countries in Brazil, the dollar there will cost you 5 ruble 43. Russia 79 rubles 40. India 90 rupees 90. China 71.3. And in South Africa the dollar will cost you 16 rand 76 cents. 74 pence to the British pound and 85 to the euro. Gold $4,314, platinum $1,905, pounds Brent crude oil is at $59.69 a barrel. For any business stories you would like to share with us, please send us an email. It's a newsroom at channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business in Johannesburg, I'm Thabisolo Hoko.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Broadcasting in 5 different languages, connecting the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective. Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter? Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard? Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126. And we will call you back so you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So yeah, that's who I am, you know.
It's not just talk. It's your chance to air your views. Share your opinion. Engage with the community that values your perspective. Follow us on our social media. Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za and get ready to share your views on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Cheers to rest and renewal. Festive African greetings from Channel Africa. Go on. Download the Channel Africa app.
The last time that I checked, now before I digress, my girl, you told me that I'm not your love interest. See, my girl, the last time that I checked, see, nothing ain't changed yet, except that I got a big bag and a big flag. Don't make nobody tell me nonsense, my nigga. Streets is so cold, my nigga. May nobody come try cry me a river. I'ma pull through like the strings on my guitar. Nonsense, my nigga. The streets is so cold, my nigga. May nobody come try cry me a river. I'ma pull through like the strings on my guitar. So cold outside, my brother. I don't want pull no trigger. I just want this, cause I'm going place. I don't want no wahala. It's so cold outside, my brother. Me, I just want this, cause I can't please. I don't want no wahala. Oh, it's so cold outside. Me, I know they let nothing to worry me. I know they let nothing to bother me. Me no owe no one apology. We know say she know they bother nobody. Me, I know they let nothing to bother me. I know they let nothing to bother me. Me no owe no one apology. Do you get me? Me nobody tell me nonsense, my nigga. Streets is so cold, my nigga. May nobody come try cry me a river. I'ma pull through like the strings on my guitar. Nonsense, my nigga. The streets is so cold, my nigga. May nobody come try cry me a river. I'ma pull through like the strings on my guitar. So cold outside, my brother. I don't want pull no trigger. I just want this, cause I'm going place. I don't want no wahala. It's so cold outside, my brother. I know the hate on no brother. Me, I just want it, cause I can't please. I don't want no wahala. It's so cold outside. Me, I know they let nothing to worry me. I know they let nothing to bother me. Me no owe no one apology. You know say she know they bother nobody. Me, I know they let nothing to bother me. I know they let nothing to bother me. They no owe no one apology. Do you get me? It's so cold outside.
Keep Africa in your hands. Connect to our website for all your news, sports, and cultural updates. channelafrica.co.za.
One of us must have a last say. Words like dagger, we try to hurt each other. There's no other way until one surrenders. We've been like this for days. We've been like this for days. So when you said goodbye with a smile on your face, I thought it was as usual. You'll be gone just for a little while. I didn't see it coming, wouldn't believe it. Someone told me that I've been waiting for years. for years. Even though we're near, like we're far away, far from far away. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let's go back to the beginning. None of us must have a last say. I'm writing you this letter, hoping we can make things clearer. Over all the shouting, we forget to hear each other. And I miss you for days, in so many ways. Even though we're near, like we're far away, far from far away. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let's go back to the beginning, you and me. Let's go back to the beginning, you and me. Oh, you and me. You and me. Let's go back to the beginning.
Asha coming through there with the beginning, the beninging, and before that we had Cold Outside by Timaya featuring Buju. It's now 10 minutes before 4 p.m. Central African time. Some more music coming your way before we hand over the mic to the Queen of Africa in business, Tami Ngubeni.
This is The Upside for the best African vibes, groundbreaking content.
For my mind, you see, no be money. Focus with me, the vitamin C. Oh, as you can see, something will not there for me. If you don't say that you're for me, it's no guarantee. I know if you say you bring my party. For my money, you all the time, I won't connect. For my balance, you know straight, my car, you too, can I enter small yawa? For your matter, you the only me, you want the call. If you go, if you go, you want the if you go, if you go, you want if you go, if you go, you want if you go, if you go, why you want if you go, if you go, you want if you go, if you go, baby, my money make a boss more. Stop a deal on talk, I know they pour on me. I want some malaga with my day ones, my day one. I let my enemies shame me go now. I don't know as I always say walk out. If I say oh lazy go, I go big money before I big my baby go. Because it is stop nonsense. You dey tell me how market. If I form or make I bend, say you get fake dress, but you won't give me advice about patience. Are you making sense? Can't beat before I change my color. I dey talk, you dey talk. Shut up, me baby with it. I know you ball up. She be with mama ever on fed up.
Now online with all your sports fixtures, lifestyle, and more. Tebogo and Mmatsheko from the upside.
Never look back. Looking for a treasure, you don't even have a map. Ever since you lost weight and your pockets got fat, took off from the city and you never look back. Said, girl, you belong here. I'll never get used to you with that long hair. That new phone never calls home, yeah. It's been way too long since you've been gone, yeah. The whole, yeah, girl, you belong here. I'll never get used to you with that long hair. That new phone never calls home, yeah. It's been way too long since you've been gone, yeah. Hey. This feeling's being caught. I suggest you pick your lines wisely. Not like the times you used to call me late at night crying. Cause unlike the times you used to call me late at night crying, I'm under pressure, I'm reminded how the time was flying. Look how you made it through hell and it was a breeze. You were meant to go to Brazil, not for the weave. I saw filters over feelings, one of your tweets read, it ain't that deep though, but that's what she said. But tweet on, baby, tweet on. You made it big now, that's your PR. Just never forget where you belong. That sounding way too familiar, I can't be wrong. I took you from where they left you hanging to where I've been hanging. That's backstage passes, that's where your items hanging. Where every picture snapped and they Instagram it. But when the camera flashed, you forgot about you. Girl, you belong. Say, well, I never get used to you with that long hair. That new phone never calls home, yeah. It's been way too long since you've been gone, yeah. That whole, yeah, girl, you belong. Say, I never get used to you with that long hair. That new phone never calls home, yeah. It's been way too long since you've been gone. The whole, yeah, yeah, you a superstar. Ballin' in at the club, yeah, you just like a real star. I hate you were rolling with that buns on, yeah, you got the sponsor, go down. Just like a Coca-Cola, but the shape how you change the shape. And you play for me like web music when you trip. You never had a passport, now I see you posting pics of road. Somebody must have played, so got the girl I give a man a break. Home to you, girl. You used to be a brother, then I just another gal gone wild. Where for you, girl? You are my rider, my pride, and you a future man. So where for you, girl? You are my man, my bony and fly. Girl, you belong. I'll never get used to you with that long hair. That new phone never calls home, yeah. It's been way too long since you've been gone, yeah. The whole, yeah, girl, you belong. I'll never get used to you with that long hair. That new phone never calls home, yeah. It's been way too long since you've been gone, yeah. I said, girl, them never look back. You're looking for a treasure, you don't even have a map. Ever since you lost weight and your pockets got fat, took off from the city and you never look back. I said, girl, them never look back. Looking for a treasure, you don't even have a map. Ever since you lost weight and your pockets got fat, took off from the city and you never look back. Girl, you belong here. Girl, I'm missing you, you belong. Girl, you belong here. Yeah, when you coming back home, you belong. Girl, you belong here. Girl, I'm missing you, you belong. Girl, you belong here. Yeah, when you coming back home, you belong. Girl, them never look back. You're looking for a treasure, you don't even have a map. Ever since you lost weight, pockets got fat. Took off from the city and you never look back. I said the girl, them never look back. You're looking for a treasure, you don't even have a map. Since you lost weight, pockets got fat. Took off from the city and you never look back. Yeah, looking for, and you even
Belong, Nasty C coming through with Buffalo Soldier, and before that we had Fikan Wikan, BNXN and Rema. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this afternoon, the Wednesday edition of The Upside. We had some fun conversations. We spoke about some hidden gems, road safety, and what other conversations? Kolkakyo.
That one, yes. The wonderful pizza place that serves great pastas and salads too.
We learned
Just
today.
by the by.
We were 2 years old when we realized we were pronouncing it wrong this whole time. We were saying kolkacho. It's kolkakyo.
For so many years.
Kolkakyo. Anyway, we are wrapping things up now. The Queen of African Business is coming up next. Tamin Kubeni from us, the Upsiders, Africa. Bye-bye. We'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628.
Stop. Leave keys.
For life, it's it is born. Every day now I believe with a shameful decor. I for don't turn visitor. Overstay my welcome, but I for chop full in sauce. Chop full in sauce. Even my mama joined there, my grandma joined. I won't person. I know they carry kid we don't like shopping. Gucci